happened. Like, oh my gosh, I wanted to go into this forest and this dungeon, and I've got all this stuff planned, and then there's nothing there, right? Like, I was like, is this thing gonna come out or not? Oh my goodness. But because I'm a painter and I like illustration, this has a lot of that in it. Of course, the color is like what I was drawn to for the cyanotypes. But yeah, so pretty good. I just like, if you guys didn't hear me when I was washing it, I like squealed really loud when I was washing it because of how well the skeleton came out. So I didn't do the earliest memory. If cyanotypes were pink, I may have attempted that pink wallpaper, right? That I saw when I was like 3 years old. So this is interesting. This is like the newest thing that's happened to me within like 2 weeks ago. I was explaining to Moo that on top of my muscle disease, McArdle's disease, which is basically causes fatigue, I can get damaged muscle really easily. You know, I can't catch myself quite as much. I've been working out with a friend of ours, a personal trainer, for like the past year. And yeah, he's realigning my bones. Like my ankles do this, they pronate like that. And so yeah, over a year, he has pinpointed, I had surgery on the shoulder, and it was interesting, Georgette here, which I call the skeleton, was missing an arm. So this is the arm side that you might have heard it, my collarbone pops all the time. So my personal trainer, Phil, has been working with me for a year. All of a sudden, 2 weeks ago when I was in the gym, we did some exercises, some stretching exercises that kind of were recalibrating, and my ankles kind of locked into where they're supposed to be, which if your ankles move, that means your knees move, that means your hips, your spine, everything shifts. And so I got off of these little spinny Lazy Susan wheels I was stretching on, and I couldn't walk. Like 2 weeks ago, I was in the gym, and I was like a little baby deer on ice. Like I couldn't walk because all of my bones had realigned, and then that means your brain has to send new neural pathways to make the muscles activate when you walk or when you, and then he's like, oh, it worked on your legs so well, let's try your hands. And I was like, ah. So he actually had me do the same stretches with my arms. My bones in my arms got realigned, and my hands don't shake when I draw anymore. You guys have that problem when you draw? Sometimes you get a little wavy line. I was only using half the muscles in my hands and forearms, and half the muscles in my quads and calves and feet correctly, which I didn't even know was a thing. Did you guys know that was a thing? I didn't. So I've been studying bones and the anatomy like a lot for the past year. So I remember doing painting with Julie Farstad, several years ago. A lot of you guys have taken her class here, and they have a skeleton over there. So I was like, can I do a cyanotype with these bones? Georgette here. And then this actually, since the arm was missing, these are not bones. They are pieces of branches that I thought looked like bones that I found. I've scavenged a bunch of stuff. The mandible was missing for this guy, and so Georgette. And so the wonderful people who came out and helped me with this placed all the flowers coming out of the mouth, right? Because this is like a celebration piece of what has happened. Like I'm like whole again. It's crazy. And my body, it really hurts this week more than it should, because I talked to him last night. I was like, what is going on? I've never been in this much pain before with my muscle disease, let alone my bones shifting, like these two bones in my wrist were not rotating correctly. And he's like, yeah, you've gone on a roller coaster ride right after your body has realigned. Like you're standing for all of these hours. You're pushing yourself. You're really stressed. You're not sleeping on your own bed. Like, my gosh. So I'm actually experiencing the pain that this is portraying, like in real time. Like trying to make this thing has actually caused my bones to hurt, which I think is really interesting too. And so at the bottom here, all of this, these are some charcoal drawings I did of skeletons, you can see, and then this is my x-ray of my spine. I wish the spine had popped a little bit more, but this also relates to a car accident. I had a deer impacted my driver's side door on the way to school on a Friday, like 2 years ago. And it shattered the glass, and it moved my hips out of alignment. So my SI joint went like this, where your spine connects to your hip bone. So like right here where it's the most white, that's where my injury is, which is crazy that that's how that turned out. And then also too, of course, not just the shoulder, but the lower 3 vertebrae here were bulging discs, and I was in constant pain for 2 years. As a teacher, we're teacher tired all the time, have that, plus the muscle disease, plus I teach way too many classes that I absolutely love. But it's like all of that stuff together, he was the key to help me figure out what was going on or how to fix it. And I'm just going to be eternally grateful to that man for helping, because the medical professionals couldn't. They're like, you're just going to be in pain. Here's some medicine. Here's another shot, in your spine to help with pain, and none of it was working, and I'm finally pain-free. Like, this is like, well, not this week. This week, lots of pain. But, I mean, the good kind. The good kind. Life is for living, right? So, pain is momentary. So, yeah, and you guys can kind of see the keys around the head up here at the top. I totally forgot to toss those on. I brought a whole bunch of old random, antique keys that Michael, my lovely assistant over here, who also helped me up off the ground. You guys can't really see it, but there is a sweaty handprint right here where I wanted to be holding the hand of the skeleton, like, it's going to be okay, like, we'll make it through this. But you can see kind of part of a stick hand. So all of these are sticks, actually, to make the opposite side. And then the bottom, of course, is like the body that I've left behind. My trainer talks about, like, you have to die, your former self has to die. Like, you have to let that person go. You're not the person you were, like, a year ago. And so, yeah, it's really exciting. The growth is at the top, almost like singing or celebrating, but then at the bottom, I'm standing on the ruins of all those bones that were out of place. These are found objects I got from the painting lab, the free spot, the painting building. And it's actually kind of like armatures for hanging up works that can dry, right? And so I wish those had turned out a little bit better. I probably should have, some of it got a little bit exposed, I think, when we were putting it out in the sunlight, but I put turmeric kind of at the bottom so that looks more earthy, like it's, Georgette is actually standing on something. And then, of course, some of my illustrations, kind of came through, but a little bit. I think what I would have done different is to add some salt. I think having some more texture, or like salt water spray or something around the edges would have been cool. But I experimented with that after, this was it. So at the very bottom, and tell me feedback on this, the very bottom is like the little kind of like antique key. This actually key says 2002, which is the last time I was in a dark room. I was in college, and don't tell me your age, Moo, she's gonna say 2002. So the key to this is a symbol. It's called a wayfinder, and it took the support from my husband and from my trainer to kind of get to this stage where I can kind of move forward now with physically. And so the wayfinder is from Polynesian culture. I lived in Hawaii with my husband the first year we were married. And this is part of, they give this carved, it could be shell, it could be bone, a necklace to women, give that to their men when they go out for a fishing expedition. It's a wayfinder so they can come back home safely, right? So all three of us wear these. So I have one from Hawaii, my husband gave me one, he has one, and then of course we gave one to Phil recently. So I wanted like there to be something at the bottom that kind of gave a little bit of a hint. I wish the keys had kind of turned out better so that connection would be made, but I wasn't sure if I should be like hanging this from here like that, maybe, like it's just suspended above. I wasn't sure how to do that. It's kind of like, I don't know, at the bottom. So
I mean, imagine your work will hang from the ceiling.
It's gonna hang from the ceiling, so it'd be right on the ground underneath it.
I think I like it just on the ground, like as a grounding.
so too.
You think
weight.
so?
It's like a weight, yeah.
It's like a
I don't think
weight?
It needs to be attached.
Okay, and I do have a bunch of the keys I was gonna put around it because
Okay.
I've had so many doctors, I've had so many trainers and coaches that says, I can't help you, I don't know what to do for you. And Phil likes working with mutants, that's what he calls us, like X-Men. Like, wait a second, a mutant, that's cool, superheroes, right, X-Men. And so he specializes in working with people who have, he has scoliosis, or someone else was in a car accident, one of his clients is in a wheelchair, she doesn't have a leg, and he's helping her learn how to walk again. Like, so this was a very unexpected thing. I wasn't sure, but teamwork, you guys are amazing to help me do this. Lay out in the, what felt like 200-degree heat, laying on those baking bricks next to it. I think in the future I may actually go back in and stitch, embroider a hand or something to kind of, I think that piece would really make it exactly what I wanted.